The relentless competition that is the EFL Championship continues this midweek, where today I'm going to be predicting the scores of week 21. And last week in game week 20, got to say that Daddy Cool 52 came away with 19.5 points and four perfect scores. So congratulations on that score, Daddy Cool. And my mate, the man, the myth, the legend, coming away with 18 points as well. How that affects the overall score now on the Superbru website? Well, Alex Cochrane still there at the top of the table, 9.5 points ahead of Ferris 77. But it's all about week 21, and we kick things off on Tuesday the 12th of December, where we're at Ewood Park, where Blackburn Rovers take on Bristol City, the Wurzels. Blackburn Rovers now back-to-back defeats. On the weekend, lost 2-0 against Leeds United, and Bristol City carving out a draw against Huddersfield in this one. I think that with Blackpool returning to Ewood Park, I can see them just sneaking a home win here with a 2-1 victory. We then go to John Smith Stadium, where Huddersfield Town, who've now gone 4 games unbeaten, take on a Preston North End side who drew on the weekend 0-0 against Norwich in this one. I think it's going to be another very, very tight affair. Probably a bit of a turgid match, but I think the Terriers will come away with a 1-0 home victory. We then go to the New York Stadium, where Rotherham lost last time against the Jacks of Swansea, take on a West Brom side who are currently 5th in the table, losing last time out against Sunderland. However, I do expect them to return to winning ways, and I can see them coming away with a 2-0 win, which is probably a little bit more comprehensive than I give the Millers Rotherham credit for, because they are a real tough team to crack at home. We then move on to the Bet365 Stadium, where Stoke City entertain Swansea City. Stoke now winless in their last 6 matches. It's 4 defeats on the bounce, and a disappointing loss against Sheffield Wednesday in their last fixture, and Swansea coming away with that 2-1 victory against Rotherham. Can Swansea back it up? I don't think so. I think this is going to end up all square, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. We then move to Vicarage Road, where Watford, been in very good form of late, take on second in the table Ipswich Town, who've won 4 of their last 5 matches, and it was an excellent win against Middlesbrough in the last game round. Watford themselves drawing in the last fixture against Southampton 1-1, which was a very good result there for the Hornets. Watford at home. You know, Ipswich keep defying the odds, really. Keep defying expectations. I think this is going to end up in a draw as well. I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. We then move on to the Stadium Light, also on Wednesday evening. Sunderland taking on Leeds, and this possibly is the game of the match week. Sunderland, as we said, that excellent victory against West Brom, and Leeds now 6 wins in their last 7 matches. Another comprehensive win against Blackburn Rovers. You've got to side with Leeds, especially with that forward line. And I'm going to go for a 3-1 away victory to Leeds. We then move on to Wednesday evening, where Cardiff City take on Birmingham. I'm going to be at this match with Nathan. Cardiff City carving out a 1-0 victory against Millwall on Saturday in what was an absolute terrible match, or at least in that first half. And Birmingham City on a real bad run, losing 2-0 against Coventry. I think this one's probably not the place to go for your entertainment this midweek, but I think Cardiff being at home, I think they're just going to carve out another narrow win, and I'm going to go for a 1-0 victory to the Bluebirds. We then go to the Ricoh Arena, where Coventry take on Southampton. Coventry now 3 wins in the last 4 matches, kind of turning a corner massively, but coming up against a Southampton side who are just rolling along. This could end up in a draw. It's under the lights. Coventry now full of confidence, but Southampton as well. You know what, I am going to go for an away victory in this one. It wouldn't surprise me if Coventry get something out of this match, either in the form of a win or a draw, but I will go for a Saints victory. We then move on to Leicester City coming up against Millwall, and Millwall play anything like they did against Cardiff. Okay, it was a very good defensive display where they really stifled that Cardiff City attack. Can they do something similar against Leicester? Possibly, but Leicester absolutely destroyed Plymouth in that last match, and I think they're going to take all 3 points in this one. If Leicester can get an early goal, then the floodgates could open. So I'm going to go for a 3-0 home victory to the Foxes. We then move on to Carrow Road, where Norwich take on Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday now up to 23rd in the table. They're off the bottom of the table. They beat Stoke City in the last match. They followed it up after that great win against Blackburn Rovers. And Norwich, on the weekend, it was a 0-0 draw against Preston North End. Sheffield Wednesday are going to be full of confidence, but at Carrow Road, I'm going to have to, especially at an evening kickoff, I'm going to have to go for a 2-1 victory to the Canaries. We then move on into London, where QPR take on Plymouth Argyle. Plymouth's form's all over the place now. QPR still in the relegation zone, but it is 3 victories on the bounce since the new manager take charge. And you really got to sit up and take notice that they beat Hull City, who currently in 8th position. They beat them 2-0, and I think they're going to follow that up with another win here. Plymouth always seem to score goals, although saying that they didn't get anything when they played Leicester. So I'm going to go for another 2-1 victory here to the R's, which means they'll have 4 victories on the bounce. Then we move on to Middlesbrough against Hull City. Hull City now back-to-back defeats. On the weekend we said that they lost against QPR, and that was a defeat against the Hornets of Watford. Middlesbrough themselves back-to-back defeats. However, I think they will return to winning ways. I think it'll be a tight encounter, but I think Borough will come away with a 1-0 victory. That concludes my predictions for Game Week 21. Make sure you leave your predictions over at the Superbru website. Remember, all the details of that are in the description. If you're going to a match this midweek, then make sure you enjoy it yourselves. Weather in the UK isn't too bad. It's going to be between 8 and 10 degrees in the south of the country anyway. But thanks for joining me once again. As I said, enjoy your midweek football. There's also Champions League action this week as well. But I'll see you now for another predictions video later this week.